In this lesson, we will focus on using the proofing tools in Word. You can find the proofing tools in the Review tab, and under the proofing group, you have spelling and grammar check, you've got the thesaurus, and you've got a word count. We will take a look at this in a few minutes. By default, spell check is automatically on when a Microsoft Office program is opened. Microsoft Word checks for spelling errors using the main dictionary, which contains most common words. If Microsoft Word finds a word that is not in the dictionary, it displays the word and gives you choices for correcting the possible misspelling. You could click on Spelling and Grammar Check in the Review tab to bring up the whole list of spelling errors in your document, or you could scroll through your document and right-click on words underlined with a red squiggly line, which flags spelling mistakes. I'm going to do it in the second way for now. So if I go to my document, 7 Colors of a Rainbow, I will right-click on the word rainbow, and there's the suggested correct spelling for the word rainbow. I could choose any one in the list, but the one right at the top is the most accurate spelling, and I click on it. You will notice it now corrects the misspelled words. I'm going to scroll further down into my document. Have you ever seen a rainbow? And I right click on the word send, and there's the best possibility, and I click on it. There's another one for rainbow here. Now, I could go to click on rainbow, and it now will correct that spelling as well. There's something else that seems to be an error. It's R underlined in blue, so that's actually a grammatical error. If I right click on it, it now says the word should actually be is, and I click on is. Water droplet, right click, and there's the correct spelling. Okay, now just something to note when you're doing a spelling and grammar check, or when you have a lot of misspelled words in your document. You will notice that on your task pane is an indication of the language you are using when you are typing in Word. So mine is set to English South Africa. Always ensure that it is perhaps English South Africa, unless you have to use some other alternative language depending on the task that you have. Let's use the thesaurus now. So I could go to a word, click in the word sequence, and then click on thesaurus, and here it will give me suggestions that I could use, alternate words, synonyms, and right at the bottom in my task pane is an antonym. So I could simply click for the word sometimes, occasionally comes up as an alternative. I could click on occasionally, and then it gives me more alternatives. I can go one back, then back again, and if I want to insert the word occasionally, I go to the drop down arrow and I say insert, and it now changes the word to my new selection. Very quickly now, I want to use the first method of performing a review, and this is where I go to the Review tab and I go to Spelling and Grammar Check. The proofing task pane appears on the right, and now I can go through each sentence and identify misspelled words. So in the first sentence, have you ever seen a rainbow? There's my suggestions that actually come up. So I could click and I could say read aloud. So read the suggestion out aloud so I know what it sounds like to help me choose the correct word. Spell it out, or I could say change all. I like the change all option because if rainbow is spelled incorrectly anywhere else in the document, it will also be corrected going forward. Okay, so water also comes up there. I've missed the letter A, and I could actually go to suggestions and I can select the correct suggestion here. And I could also say change all so that all the misspelled words or all the misspelled opportunities with the word water is now changed. Okay, something that comes up under my proofing and grammar check, Richard of York gave battle in vain. So this is just a mnemonic to remember all the colors of the rainbow, but it is now being flagged as misspelled. So I could actually just say, please ignore this. On my task pane, I could choose ignore. My spelling and grammar is now complete, so we are good to go. I've just quickly tweaked my document a little bit, and I've added a phrase lesson by Amarshni. Now, you will notice Amarshni comes up as a spelling error here. Well, obviously, because it is not an English South African word. If I right-click on Amarshni, I have other suggestions for that name. I can ignore it, but my aim for this lesson is to add it to the dictionary. Once I add it to the dictionary, it will never flag a name or my name as a misspelled word again. It understands that this is an acceptable word that now appears in my dictionary on my computer. So you could add this to dictionary. A name is a very good example to use because I know previously my name would continuously come up as a misspelled word. And once I've added it to the dictionary, I now do not have any issues with it. It's accepted and I don't have to scroll through large documents fixing this error. Well, that in a nutshell is the spell check. We will take a closer look at the next section. Please do not forget to complete your exercise and save it in the file on your desktop.